Good morning. It is Saturday, August 29th. You know what that means? Subscriber submissions. I never said I didn't weed. I just said I didn't like to weed. On the edges, you still have to keep the grass contained. At some point, your garden does end, even if you have it full of deep mulch. You got to keep the edges clean. But it's a really good day. Clouds are out. Feels like around 70, 75 degrees out here. It's beautiful. Now it's the end of August. We really only have about 75 days to worry about until the real frost starts kicking in. So we still have time to get some things going. Let's look at what we planted last week, and we'll look at some of the subscribers and what they've sent in. A lot of harvest. And in August, what's growing the best? Okra. Jeremy sent in his update. His beds are still going strong. His okra is in full swing. Look at that, he's got another watermelon and he's got honeydew. Jeremy, we look forward to your next update. Until next time, thank you. Wanted to talk about the volunteer tomatoes that came up in the mulch pile. This is an example of something that's not been watered, not been pruned, not been staked up, sort of ignored, just to see what would get. There's a half a dozen plants there, and they're full of little green tomatoes. That's what I'm going to make the chow chow out of. Gene wanted to show us an update at his garden. He said he's got to break out a ladder if these get any bigger. Those are amazing. We want to know what you're feeding them. Along with that, his garden is still yielding some pretty good stuff. Thank you, Gene, and keep us posted. My okra are doing pretty well. Nowhere near the size of Gene's. And yes, the purple okra is purple. Do you know what it tastes like? Okra. Bear's willing to share a tip on how to cook okra. Can't quite get a secret recipe out of him though. He freezes his okra, and when he's ready to cook, he pulls them out of the freezer, and while they're thawing, he mixes up his secret concoction of herbs and spices. By the time he's done with that, they're thawed out enough, you can cut them and dip them in the breading. And you don't need to use milk or eggs. If you want to know his recipe, leave a comment down below. Bear, thanks for sharing. I love pole beans in the late summer. I am going to have to get a ladder to finish picking these today. This time of year with the wild temperature fluctuations and the heavy dew in the morning, we had fog for a pretty good little time yesterday. Some of these lower leaves, a little older, will succumb to that. So pruning is one of those things that never ends. Jim, your fermentation looks great. This is tomatoes, basil, and garlic. A little lemon juice. Looks tasty. Thanks for sending it in. The other benefit of pruning is you open it up and you allow airflow, which will keep them drier when they are covered in dew. Bear, you know that tomato you threw at me this spring? Still producing. Well, I got the slug traps back out. We still got one carrot. Those slugs definitely like baby carrots. The kale, the lettuce, the beets. They're all growing good. Peas are coming up just fine. We just talked about the carrot. I wished I would have paid attention to what kind of lettuce that was. Had no idea we were going to have such beautiful flowers. We have a new member of the subscriber team, Scott. He sent in a dog's day of summer at his house, laying in the shade, surrounded by all this beauty. Sign me up. Scott, this is awesome. I got so caught up in looking at this, I didn't even ask what these were called. If anybody wants to know what these are called, leave a comment down below, and I'll get you a list. Scott, thank you for sharing. Keep us posted. Just a quick update on our container garden. Turmeric in the bucket, horseradish. The first 3 horseradishes that were so badly molded are doing great. Very large block of horseradish. If you have a recipe for horseradish, please leave a comment down below, because I'm not 100% sure what to even do with this. A determinate tomato in a bucket has been producing very well this year. Have you ever seen a mint flower? We've got quite a few peppers off of the pepper plant. They do very well in a bucket. The jury is still out on sweet potatoes until we get in there. And I'm not getting in there for a little while. We have been cutting the vines back so they don't run all the way out in the yard. Pole beans do okay. Carrots are yellowing just a little bit on some of the ends. I probably need to thin them out a little bit, but they all look like they got little carrots down on the end. Oh, yeah, Scott, Virginia got me hooked. Thought I was ordering seeds. I got rhizomes. Now I've got Lotus. Hopefully at some point they'll look as good as Scott and Virginia's. Scott and Virginia were nice enough to let us be there for their last Lotus. Well, surprise, they've got another one. They also ran a seed experiment. Instead of prying off the one end and soaking it in water, they just dropped it into one of their containers just like nature does, and it's doing great. Hey Scott, Virginia, we're hooked. These are beautiful. Thank you for sharing. If you liked any of this, please subscribe, share this, tell your friends, and until next time, thanks for coming to the garden. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.